Hey guys, the book that I'm going to talk about for March Madness is Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Junie might help. Hey, Junie, you gonna come say hi? I think she's gonna help, maybe. So this book actually starts off when two characters named Sadie and Sam run into each other in college after quite a few years after not seeing each other. After rekindling their friendship in college, they go on to create a blockbuster video game together, which is just one part of the story. So don't get me twisted here. It's not just because I'm a computer science teacher and it's about building video games. It's actually about a lot more. This story actually spans 3 decades, and it looks at the ups and downs of friendship and a friendship that lasts that long. So as you can guess, of course, yes, is this a love story? To some extent, it is, but not the way you think. So it's more about escape, second chances, creativity, sexism, grief, loss, and the complexity of human relationships. So I'll give you a little preview of the book to give you a little bit of background. This part takes place when Sadie isn't answering Sam's texts. Sam ends up showing up at Sadie's apartment several times to try and talk to her about the game that she's built. He's tested out this game and wants to talk to her about it, but she's not actually getting out of bed. So I'll tell you, or I'll read you a little bit of this story. Except for the day he worked his shift at Lamont Library, he went to see her every afternoon for the next week. He would leave her a small offering, per Marx's suggestion, and then he would stay a while before heading back to his apartment. On the 12th day, she asked him, "Did you steal Emily Blaster?" "I borrowed it," Sam said. "You can have it," she said. "I've got other copies." On the 13th day, he sat at her desk. It had been many years since he had drawn a maze, but he had decided to make her a new one. He'd become a better draftsman in the years since he'd drawn that last one, and he wanted her to have a sample of his most recent work. The new maze would show the route from Sam's apartment by the Charles River to Sadie's apartment by the Necco factory. Sadie got up from the bed and she looked over Sam's shoulder at his drawing. "It took a long time for you to get here, didn't it?" "The average amount of time," he said. "I might be out tomorrow," she said. "If I start going to my classes and doing the work this week, the dean says I can still salvage the semester." Sam stood, carefully slipping the maze and his drawing pencils into his backpack. "Are you saying you don't want me to come and see you anymore?" Sadie laughed. It had been a long time since Sam heard Sadie laugh genuinely. Many things had changed about her, but he was pleased to discover that her basic laugh was untouched, aside from the inevitable slight change of key. She had, he thought, one of the world's greatest laughs. The kind of laugh where a person didn't feel that he was being laughed at. The kind of laugh that was an invitation. "I cordially invite you to join in this matter that I find amusing." "No, you idiot. I want to schedule a time for us to see each other. I didn't want you to show up and not find me here." "Promise me we won't ever do this again," Sadie said. "Promise me, no matter what happens, no matter what dumb thing we supposedly perpetrate on each other, we won't ever go 6 years without talking to each other. Promise me you'll always forgive me, and I promise I'll always forgive you." These, of course, are the kinds of vows young people feel comfortable making when they have no idea what life has in store for them. Sadie offered Sam her hand to shake. Sadie's voice was strong, but Sam thought her eyes looked vulnerable and tired. He took her hand, which was freezing and sweaty at the time. Whatever her sickness had been, Sam could tell it had not entirely passed. "You kept my maze," he said. "I did. Now, let's hear what you thought of Solution," Sadie said. She stood up and opened the window of her room. The fresh air that came in was so crisp and cool, it almost felt like a drug. "Go easy on me, Sammy. You may have noticed that I've been a little depressed." What do you think, Junie?
It's gonna win, right? My book is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. It's a classic love story with timeless characters. The language is eloquent but accessible. The two lead characters, Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy, are beloved characters. She is the second of 5 daughters, and they are not a working class family, but they're not aristocracy either, and they're subject to old property laws, which means that even though they do have property, it is not going to any of the females and any of the daughters. And so the only way that they can keep up their lifestyle is to marry for money. So it's kind of a classic dilemma. Do you marry for money or do you marry for love? And right at the beginning of the book, Elizabeth Bennet says she would so much like to marry for love. And then she meets Mr. Darcy. And Elizabeth is different from other characters in the book and other characters of the time in that she speaks her mind. She has opinions and she stands up for herself. And then in comes Mr. Darcy, and he's got so much wealth and he falls in love with her, but he expresses, and she is beneath him because he's so terribly wealthy in class and in society. And she also has a really embarrassing family, which is a theme that goes throughout the book. So he proposes and expecting that she'll say yes, but she doesn't. And where the characters grow and change from that point is just such a good read. So Mr. Darcy is sitting with Elizabeth. In vain I have struggled, it will not do. My feelings will not be repressed. You must allow me to tell you how ardently I admire and love you, says Mr. Darcy. As he said this, she could easily see he had no doubt of a favorable answer. He spoke of apprehension and anxiety, but his countenance expressed real security. Such a circumstance could only exasperate further, and when he ceased, the color rose into her cheeks, and she said, "In such cases as this, it is, I believe, the established mode to express a sense of obligation for the sentiments avowed, however unequally they may be returned. It is natural that obligation should be felt, and if I could feel gratitude, I would now thank you, but I cannot. I have never desired your good opinion, and you certainly bestowed it most unwillingly. I am sorry to have occasioned pain to anyone. It has been most unconsciously done, however, and I hope will be of short duration. The feelings which you tell me have long prevented the acknowledgement of your regard can have little difficulty in overcoming it after this explanation." Mr. Darcy, who was leaning against the mantelpiece with his eyes fixed on her face, seemed to catch her words with no less resentment than surprise. His complexion became pale with anger, and the disturbance of his mind was visible in every feature. He was struggling for the appearance of composure, and would not open his lips till he believed himself to have attained it. The pause was, to Elizabeth's feelings, dreadful. At length, in a voice of forced calmness, he said, "And this is all the reply which I am to have the honor of expecting. I might, perhaps, wish to be informed why, with so little endeavor at civility, I am thus rejected, but it is of small importance." "I might as well inquire," replied she, "why, with so evident a design of offending and insulting me, you chose to tell me that you like me against your will, against your reason, and even against your character. Was this not some excuse for incivility if I was uncivil?" Just leave it there. It's a great love story. When you're looking for something a little more gory, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is a great read, great movie, love it. If you're looking, once you've read the books, the feature film, Pride and Prejudice, with Keira Knightley and Matthew Macfadyen, excellent, but the best one to watch is the old A&E Pride and Prejudice, the miniseries with Colin Firth and Jennifer L. The language is almost the same as the book, follows the book exactly, and it's absolutely worth the watch. So, Pride and Prejudice, you gotta watch it, you gotta read it.